We're going live here on the second map here. Fresh start potentially for Dog1 to turn this around, but El Classico looking strong. Almost unbeatable. I actually want to watch Connor on this mid, because I've played a lot of pugs against Connor, and one thing that he does a lot is he goes up the drop down. So let's see what he's doing. Nope, this time he's just going to commit to the high ground. A good read from his team, I guess, that nothing was on the top right, so they just fully commit there. Connor playing this low ground, unseen completely, going to get a deep bomb in, going to come in up on the medic, pops him up, Cookie Jake going down. If Connor could have gotten that last rocket off there, he would have pounded both scouts, but his life was still traded for something quite valuable. We've got more combat classes here on the side of Dog1, though, and they are playing confidently now, just trying to storm in and converge, and they're going to clean everyone up. The health ended up being really, really poor for El Classico late in that fight, and just 4 fresh picks there. They're going to be moving in onto second. Sneaky, meanwhile, up top, and he's actually getting a lot of damage from Rikachu, who is waiting there on the health pack. A really common spot for people to try and contest this is obviously from up top here. There's a health pack, there's kind of a lot of space up here, good height advantage, so a lot of people love to roll out up top to try and contest second, try and see if they can poke in a little bit, but Rikachu is not going to have any of it. He denied it completely. Got the heavy, we got the sentry coming in for the last hold, but we've got a 50% Uber advantage from Cookie Jake. So, but an early death from Connor, or from Sam, getting picked by Connor in lobby there. Really good pick from Connor, and he's actually playing really aggressive. He's going to go for a full flank here, and he hits that rocket. Sneaky and him both pushing in, but they're just going to take lobby control to make sure that there's not going to be a flank from there, and then they're going to try and come back into last. But that's the problem with leaving the last, is that you make so much space. There's no spam, there's no juggling, there's no rocket damage coming out there if both your soldiers are pushing lobby. So El Classico just gives up the point. Dog1 gets right on it. Rikachu down to 35 health here. He's going to be getting the pack and coming up to choke. He's just playing the high ground, see if he can do some early damage. It didn't look like he even hit anyone, though, unfortunately. Would have liked to see a little bit more damage. But he's playing confident. Sees his soldier bomb in, hits that pipe. Sneaky, was he Sneaky running the banner on middle? Oh my god, Rikachu catches a long-range arrow for 75 damage, and it completely turns the tide of this fight, man. But then Denz comes from behind, gets the pick onto Chris, and the melee onto Klitschko. That's like a Blaze-esque play there. Blaze was like the ultimate melee kill roamer. He didn't give a fuck if a scout was going to challenge him in close range. He'd pull out that skill stick, and he would go to town. So a good flank there. I didn't see that coming. I thought that mid was going to be lost by Dog1 when Rikachu got arrowed. Sometimes those arrows, they just come out of nowhere, and they're so fast and so small. It's like sometimes you can't dodge them, but they really can make a huge difference, and they do a lot of damage. 75 damage across the map. That's borderline OP, but it is medic after all, so maybe you give him a little something to play with. And that last push completely beefed. They managed to kill off Christopher. And actually we got a hiding spot. Sneaky, though. His name is Sneaky. You can't sneak against this guy, Sam. Come on. All right, Sneaky's going to be pushing big door. He's going to be just watching it to make sure he doesn't get flanked. Of course, when you are pushing out of last here, there's a huge threat of fresh spawns just running right here, coming in through lower, and just going to last. So Sneaky making sure to watch for that flank. And now they're just waddling in here. And no need to even pop, it looks like. Sneaky jumping up to make a little bit more space, and they're going to take middle for free. Even getting a pick on Rango. This is kind of disastrous, because I think El Classico is going to be trying to move off this pick and the advantage that was created. Oh, but a drop. Wow. That was just pure spam, I think. Just pure spam across the map into him. Drops in big door. Kind of rare. Something you never really see. Usually if you're a medic, you're never going to drop to spam, because you're using your teammates kind of as meat shields. You're playing the line of sight really well So even if spam is coming through here, you're tucked away behind a corner but maintaining your heals. Or you know how to dodge. So that's going to be kind of a heartbreaking drop there. Meanwhile, oh, actually the Uber was forced out of Cookie Jake from Connor. I didn't see it happen. Ranga in with another fast play. So, wow, Bear just getting punished this round from the soldiers of Dog1. Soldier into choke, sneaky there. Not going to find anything except his own demise, and he's going to go down. Scout behind rock. The focus fire is so crucial in these kind of scrappy team fights, and there they are, 4 people surrounding Wretch. Going to take him down. And now this is prime position for Dog1 to roll it into last here. Only Connor alive, 2 fresh spawns. If they go fast, they might be able to get in before Chris even spawns, but no, they're just going to opt to slow it down, play the Uber advantage, kind of the safe play, kind of the smart play. And 90% on Cookie Jake here. He's going to be building it up and rolling to last. Christopher actually really far forward and took a little bit of early damage, kind of pinning a target on his back to get focused down during this Uber, and he's narrowly going to get into spawn. So close there. Cap time stacking up there. Frags going the way of Dog1, and they're able to take it. So some momentum finally going their way. Dog1 turning this around. Mids have been very strong for them, and then some key picks onto KKK Took My Baby Away are going to give them that round. Both soldiers, the roamer's playing lower. Connor there sees that damage onto Cookie Jake, so now he's kind of thinking, I can make something of this. But actually gets spotted right there at drop down. There's a welcoming party, a scout and a soldier going to catch Connor. That drop down play can really work if it's unseen, you know, if it's coordinated well, if there's a pinch right at that moment. But it was kind of a solo play from Connor, and I didn't see, you know, what else happened on that mid, but I feel like Connor is kind of one of the essential players for the El Clasico squad. So if he's not making stuff happen on mids, if he's just getting shut down, things could go poorly, as they have been. And we're gonna see another last hold, this time Pyro and Heavy. We got Christopher actually in water. Are those stickies moving in slow motion, or is that just me? Is there actually like some water like residue down here? That's crazy. Those were like some... Is my brain fucked? Christopher just in water. Oh my god, a crucial mistake. He doesn't trap the point when he's just literally feet away from it. If Christopher was in position with stickies on point and constantly putting out spam, no one even saw him there. He could have gotten a triple kill right there. I feel like being underwater as the demo is actually a fairly good spot to be, because you don't take any damage, and a lot of times you can kind of hide, and you won't be like known until they have to get on the point, and you can just get a free kill. Meanwhile, your team's running a Pyro and a Heavy or something. They don't have to worry about the point. They can kite backwards, or even send people forward, like you know, like a lot of teams like to do, and not have to worry about last being capped still. So that was a 3-0 very convincing actually from Dog1. I'm kind of surprised to see it, to be honest, because Badlands was such a different story. So they've already won more rounds on this map than they did in the last map. They're blazing ahead now, 3-0, and Christopher, really? Do you have 4 points? Man, Christopher must be getting shut down, or the game's just moving so fast that he's dying on mids, and then just no opportunity to be involved in any pushes or any real like holds on second. So kind of impressed, I guess, by Dog1's ability to lose the first map and then turn it around, come back. It's definitely a testament to potentially the mental game or whatever it is. I know Patty likes to coach these guys from time to time. Maybe he himself went in and gave them a little bit of a pep talk. But we're going live here. Second half. 3-0 for Dog1, but it's not over yet. We're going to see if El Clasico can close this out. If El Clasico wins this map, you have your IM champions. So Obviously, Dog1 going to try and do all they can to prevent that. Connor just spamming here, wastes actually every rocket, so kind of leaves himself vulnerable, but Sneaky's going to bomb top left. Meanwhile, Connor's just sitting down here. Does manage to get one kill. Bear's going to survive this mid. I'm almost certain of it. We've got Dens on the retreat. It looked like he was actually going to go for that play. That would have been pretty ballsy. I'm glad he didn't, though, because him being alive right now makes the other team have to hesitate coming in through choke, because he can easily just sit above it, put some spam down there. And but actually his positioning, he gave it up. He's leaving a lot of room open here, and he's going to go for the big flank, it looks like. He's going all the way around because I actually would have liked to see him commit to it. He saw absolutely no one back there. One rocket jump, and then he's in choke. His team got a pick, so potentially the other team's going to be playing passive. Would have liked to see him go for it, to be honest. I feel like that was some hesitation. There was really no cap time either that he needed to worry about. There was no rush. But now this is looking like a 95% on Cookie Jake. He's going to pop on the sniper sitting on the point, running the cozy camper, no SMG, just a pan, really. He's actually going for some body shots, some no scopes, railing away, but actually buys enough time for some spawns. Just not going to be enough, really. Wow. That was unfortunate, man. Very unfortunate. And now Sneaky, man, he's running really unconventional stuff. He's got the pain train on as well as a pocket. But they put the round on the board, trying to make this comeback. And there's Connor going for the drop down. I kind of want to see a scout get a frag here. I want to see what Micah can do. He's been kind of quiet, I'd say, this whole match. If he can get a clean frag here and then play the heals. Nope, he ends up dying. What needed to happen there was when the red medic got killed, which seemed to be somewhat early in that mid, more people just needed to be stacked around the medic there. Needed to be just ready to play heals, maintain their positioning, you know, focus fire. The health wasn't amazing on the other team, so those fights are always winnable. Just, I don't know, man. That's kind of the split-second decision-making that can really set people apart. So they're actually going to be peeking this. I don't know. If I were Dog1, I would not be taking risks like this. Up 3-1, I think it's unnecessary. Putting up a forward hold is fine, but it looked like for a second they were actually going to commit to that. There's a crits here coming in. I would, you know, if I played in IM against this player often, crits would be something I would hopefully be like accustomed to seeing from them. But I think it's going to be a complete surprise, and we're going to see it come in from Christopher. He's going to get 2 kills, actually. Sorry, I couldn't get on his POV. And those 2 kills are going to be exactly what they needed to open up that last push. And that's going to be a round closed right there. And 3-2, so that lead is quickly diminishing. That was only 4 minutes of play, and already it's 3-2. So this game is not anywhere close to over yet, and we have no idea who could win this. Wow, look at that. Sneaky doing the high bomb. So that's why he got those 2 kills earlier on the last mid, was because if you look at this terrain, Sneaky is really abusing it by jumping off here and timing it so that it's right when the other team is coming up through this narrow little entrance, or when they're up in this corner with nowhere to surf or move. He's just getting tons of damage, and it's really hindering the ability of Dog1 to take ground on middle. So what they should do in response is be delaying a little bit more and wait until Sneaky's already committed and then sort of counter jump him, or just avoid going that way entirely. Another drop. I just heard it. That's a sound that you never want to hear if you're going to be on El Clasico. KKK took my baby away. Dropped again to Renga. I missed it. Sorry, guys. I'm not I'm not a good cameraman, but at least I kind of know what's going on. A back cap now happening, so they're going to rotate all the way back. But Micah playing it smart. He actually stays at middle. He knows the rest of his team can handle it, so he stayed at middle to abuse the fact that Christopher thought everyone ran away to maybe get like a quick flank. Micah there with a solid 1v1, takes out Wretch. The reason Micah took that 1v1, I would say, is because he had no escape. The scout had cut off his exit. And he hit his shots. The other scout missed. So that was a smart 1v1 to take. Normally I would advise against taking like those kinds of 1v1s because a lot of times it's just like a fucking coin flip, you know? Heads or tails? Oh, oops, I lost, you know? So, but that was a smart 1v1. He had no escape, and he hit his shots, and he took little damage. So therefore, he can win that, you know? So if he keeps playing like that, taking smart fights, it's definitely going to be an asset to his team. And we're going to see the Uber Force from Dens. He's going to go up drop down, get the Force, and he's going to go behind now.
The control point is being contested.
And now he's going to flank choke, but they know he's there. Connor's going to get the kill. So there you go. He gets the kill. And now we're going to be going to... Actually, this is kind of a leapfrog situation. So what that means is one team uses their Uber to take middle, but by using their Uber, they've given the other team an Uber advantage. So now we've got Dog1 with the Uber advantage. It's 40%, so it's big enough to push mid with, but they need to get in clean and ideally get a pick, because if they're too slow here, I think they're going to actually get maybe 1 or 2 picks here. Oh, no one gets in deep except for the soldier. But now look at this. It's another leapfrog. One goes ahead, then the other, then the other. So now the Ubers are in favor of the El Clasico team. Rikachu, though, caught way out of position. So you notice the big difference is that Dog1, when they had the Uber disadvantage, they're playing forward. They're not playing back to get the Uber forced and then retreat and then repeat, you know? That's the only way to fail in that situation, you know? That can go on for like 10 minutes. I've been in matches where that was literally all we did, was just keep leapfrogging back and forth. And it can be really intense because the decider between those fights is always going to be some small mistake, like being slightly too far forward or, you know, missing a shot. And but the medic at least survived, so the momentum wasn't significant enough. So there's going to be a last hold here, and it's going to be Dog1 on last, and El Clasico trying to push. So if El Clasico wins this round, this is going to be a tied. It's going to be a tied match. So I think I don't know, if we're all rooting for the underdog, we kind of do want to see El Clasico take this. They're going to opt for the sniper play to open up last. Pretty standard here. Just try and get a pick. The thing is, a lot of snipers take way too much time going for it, but this man goes for it, man. He just goes for it, peeks in aggressively. As a sniper, like, you can take risks, and I love that he just went in, and he's just rattling off headshots. Takes out the medic, takes out the scout, and now he's baiting a soldier into him. And this should be a round win. I would be absolutely shocked if it wasn't. And boom, we have a tied game. We got a tied game on our hands, boys. So if you got a sniper like that, you know, you're going to be opening up a lot of things pushing into last. So good shots from him. I'm proud of him for not taking forever to go for shots. And into the next mid, 3-3, slipping away from Dog1 this second map. Let's see who's going to be the difference maker. Let's watch the man who just hit 2 impressive headshots. Let's see what he can do on Scout. Because I do admit I've mostly been favoring watching like the soldiers and demos this game. So unable to keep his medic alive, but getting 2 picks, getting 3 actually. You know, if he would have gotten that kill on that soldier fast, I think he would have even killed Rikachu. So kind of turning it up. The moment his med died, boom, 3 frags right out of him. The only thing that could have gone better is if he was more aware, if his team in general was more aware of where that soldier was coming from, so that he's not killing the soldier as he's on the medic, but instead he's killing the soldier as he's ascending into the air and he doesn't get anywhere close to his medic. That would be ideal. That would be a top invite scout if he was doing that instead. You know what I mean? Because then his brain would be like, it would just be throbbing at that point. So we're going through choke here. Sneaky gets through, going to take an arrow. That heal is so crucial. It's going to allow him to walk forward and focus down Rikachu. Rikachu's death really gonna punish them here, and they're going to be backing out. And with Rikachu still dead, I'd love to see a frag. I'd love to see, or like a suicide, a trade, some sort of risk, because that's a pretty big opening. Like, and it's pretty low risk to go for that. But we're gonna see yet another sniper versus sniper here, and he's just gonna go for it again. I like this. He's just peeking it up, going for the shot, and what's he gonna find? Oh, hits the body shot on the pocket, so only gonna scratch him because he had 300 health. And but he's going for another shot, pretty aggressive here. Going for another aggressive shot through the pipe, and he's actually going to survive narrowly. Man, there's some really aggressive peeking happening at the same time here. Renga gets the spam down on Sneaky. Sneaky, I think, was just like going all in, peeking that shutter. Ended up taking a lot of damage. It's kind of hard to balance trying to put out damage and make space for your sniper versus not getting picked at any cost. Ooh, Sam with the quick, unexpected peek upper. He's going to take out the sniper, and Wretch actually pushing upper is going to force all of Dog1 to fall back to last. Wretch dying now is actually the perfect opening for them to push out, because that's both scouts. They don't have to worry about a back cap, assuming they spot the soldiers, which are both in front. But this push is taking a long time. I would have liked to see the moment that Rikachu killed that scout, instead of him backing all the way up to river, he pushes forward, you know? He tries to make some pressure for his team, push out there. But this is just a frag fest in lobby. Ranga and Den's just getting all kinds of frags. Kind of stressed. I thought there was potentially a back cap happening, but Ranga just punishing the chase into lobby there, and they're gonna get 4 really crucial picks. They're gonna roll that all the way to second and middle, and now they've got a 40% advantage to work with here. And kind of weird to see him going for a spot like this. Like, this is a good spot, but when you have a 40% advantage, what's the point? Maybe he expects a dry push out of El Classico. They do have Sneaky on their team, who does have a little bit of that Madmen running through his blood. He was born and raised as a Madmen player. Connor, sitting on that perch, manages to pick off a scout, but I wonder if it was really worth it. You know, it probably was. His team has good positioning, and they know they can get out. They're actually starting a back. Oh, but Ranga actually is. Ranga is playing really well this match. He came from behind, doing a very Roamer-esque play there, and picks off the medic. We've seen him actually do that a few times this game. So not only is he fragging when it's like a full team fight, but he's also making sneaky plays to pick off medics and just make things happen for his team. Definitely without him, this game would be nothing like it is right now. You wouldn't be seeing Dog1 really with any chance, I don't think. And now Dog1 actually going for the dry push through choke before getting their Uber. They're gonna lose Rikachu. Rikachu shouldn't really be. It shouldn't be possible for Rikachu to be the first death there. I just don't see how that's possible. Like, a scout should be through, or a soldier should be through. But we've got a stalemate here. I was hoping it wouldn't be a stalemate, because I think with Dog1 having that advantage that they had, they did have an opportunity to go in and just intimidate the El Clasico squad out. But instead they They've slowed it down here. And they've got the roamer in. He's actually going to get in pretty deep. Takes the medic down to 70 health. Unable to hit that second one. What would have been perfect there is if you had some pressure on Big Door at the same time. Because then the medic is going to be feeling like he's not safe to milk there. They're actually going to pop their banner into middle. They like to actually use it together with their Uber. It would seem to kind of improve their chances at winning that number advantage Uber fight. But Sneaky gets caught in, kind of overextended. And, oh my god. They did catch the scout in the corner. Ranga turning around. I think he might have seen the scout when he did that turn to, like, go for that rocket jump. So Rikachu there goes into lower. He does some really good damage to the medic. And he kills a soldier, but in doing so, he ignores his most pressing threat, which is that scout right in front of him. Would have preferred to see him just let the medic go and kill that scout. Ooh, kind of the fadeaway rocket there. Chris is going to go down. So a super late death from Christopher, but it's Gully Wash, so he's spawning in 10 seconds, so it's not going to matter in any way. But Uber's roughly even. Oh, they're trying to go in. Christopher actually still in spawn, so maybe they are trying to make it count. They have one person on point, one person in water, one person running through secret, and everyone just piling on the point. Wow, that was just an all-in play there. Dog1 within map point here. So one more map and we can go to a third map here. Or one more round, I mean. And we go to a third map. So 13 minutes left. Plenty of time for either team to win this, really. But if you're Dog1, you kind of want to close it out if you have the opportunity. If you don't, slow it down because you have a lead to maintain. Christopher playing his side, everyone in front of him, so he's not really feeling much pressure from the sides. And actually, this is a pretty solid mid. Wretch has already gotten 2 kills. Christopher's maintaining his side. But wow, that scout just runs in unseen, gets the meat shot onto Bear, but Bear's going to survive. He kind of surfs the meat shot down to the low ground. And that was a very convincing mid win off of El Clasico. It's going to be a desperate last hold, kind of, because the last thing you're going to want is for the El Clasico lower bracket, or not lower bracket, but like the underdogs to be within match point here. Sneaky, though, has the Uber advantage and he knows it. And he just Ubers right in through Shutter, hitting a couple rockets, but he's just kind of waddling here. Just going to push the demo into spawn. And the sentry stays up for a little bit longer. Sneaky just lagging out. Such unfortunate timing. Christopher down, trying to push the point. Sam wins that 1v1. So crucial. I think if Sam would have lost that, this round really could have ended. They're going to hold it. It's just going to be Bear. And look at how far back he is. Pulling a fucking Kozen. He's all the way back at choke when the last fight is still concluding. And they're going to check water for any sneaky medics, but it's not going to happen. And now they are peeking the Shutter. Unfortunately, so many of their teammates were dead that they weren't really able to get in, despite having all those early kills. And now 2 down with Rikachu down. See, Rikachu's deaths, man. These deaths have been some of the worst time deaths I've seen in a long time. And Sneaky and his squad they're definitely abusing that. Like, the fact that Rikachu has been dead during a lot of these transitions and Uber pushes just means that El Clasico doesn't have to worry about traps. They don't have to worry about extra spam. They don't have to worry about the point being uncappable. They can just get in and go deep. And it allows them to milk their Uber more. It allows them to just have so much more freedom. They can play high ground without worrying about stickies. All that kind of stuff. And now this is 4 rounds this half from a 3-0 deficit. And we're going to see a first death from Rikachu. Connor surviving behind. Cookie Jake still staying in with his team. His team getting a couple kills. But, wow, this mid could have really gone either way. Cookie Jake surviving was really the most important thing. really the most important thing for Dog1 there.
The control
Of
point is
course,
being
super
captured.
important for Bear to survive as well. He's going to be on last with his Uber. If he didn't have that Uber, I would be kind of nervous for them, but we've seen them hold last before. We've seen plenty of mistakes here pushing last. Let's just see what happens. It's going to be Dog1 up in river, approaching last with no advantage. Going to see how they try to open this up. They're looking for a spy, kind of expecting Sam to be on spy. Wouldn't be surprised if this play onto the point is just... Oh my god, what? That timing, man. That scout ran here while he went up. He almost capped that, and there were a lot of stickies on the point. And the Uber was forced. So Cookie Jake maintaining his Uber gets out. Such a good play, such a good read from them to not commit there after getting that force. And now it's going to be a lot of pressure onto the El Clasico squad. What I would like to see in a situation like this is bring your team forward so that you can at least get the early call where they're coming, but more importantly, put out some pressure so that if they are going to Uber, they're going to be Ubering somewhere like up here or in these choke points rather than into your last killing your dudes. You know what I mean? So here it is. This is going to be the Uber. Already 80% from Bear. I think he's going to get this. This is such a huge mistake. I cannot believe that they let this slip away. But the problem is they think they still have ads, so they're going to full commit, but Bear is going to have Uber and they're going to wipe them. I'm pretty sure that's what's about to happen here.
Our control point is being captured.
I have foreseen it. And there you go. Not a full wipe, but they lost everybody. They lost everybody that mattered. Sam gets called early. You're not getting last. You're just going to be another death. A pointless death. Oh, he actually survives. Kind of shocked. He goes for it again? What? I don't understand, man.
We have lost the control point.
Sam surviving up top here. Let's see who's going to come and chase him. Let's see if Sam is a 1v1 or a 2v1 god. Soldier hot on his tail. Scout right behind him. Sam actually catches the Scout in a 1v1, but he's hit nothing, and it's a 2v1. He's dead. Goodbye, Sam. So, will El Clasico push off that pick? A Scout pick. They're pretty hungry to push. They don't want to sit back and just let this... Oh my god, that almost... he almost dropped him there. Sneaky manages to go super deep and get out. If Christopher survives this, this could actually be a good bait. I think they might be able to bait Dog1 into chasing. Oh, no pressure on choke. Ranga gets in super clean and is hitting some fat rockets if I've ever seen any in my life. Dog1 in a great position to roll this to last. Demo has just died. Don't stack that point. There's no reason to do so. But Rikachu... No, Rikachu! You're alone! Why? Greedy. Greedy, greedy, greedy. Kichiko saw the Scout in water, but he's going to get two-shot by Micah. The heavy is on the point. It's going to tie them to last, kind of, having that heavy and knowing there's a Scout potentially going for that back cap. And I wonder really how much time is left. But maybe it's the time pressure, or maybe it's just supreme confidence, but Sneaky is just pushing everything. He doesn't even care. Lags out mid-Uber, mid-air, but gets out. Gets out. And Rikachu again on the chase. Not sure what he's doing. And this is going to be a huge momentum swing here. Unless there's some shenanigans on last. I think Reg sat at last until he was extremely positive that there was not going to be a back cap. He pushed forward. And now 2 down for Dog1, but Sam just pushes the flank, takes that 1v1 with Wretch, but he's gonna die to Sneaky. Kind of bought some time. Rikachu making up for past mistakes with 2 kills, gets Christopher and Connor, but then he repeats the same mistake and just holds W and dies. Needs a little bit more discipline, my friend. when you get the 2 picks, you take them, you know? Those 2 picks, that's all you needed to do. You don't need more, you know? Don't be greedy. So Rango's going to get Ubered here. Managed to kill off Sneaky. Just needed to confirm based on what my eyes are telling me. Yes, indeed, Rango does have 20 ping, so that's how he's able to hit such rockets. But Connor came from behind, completely unseen. Sneaky down, kind of a big deal. I think Connor is looking a little bit indecisive, not the same as what you'd see out of Sneaky. I think Sneaky would have already jumped forward. Connor's kind of just waddling here. Finally going to be challenging there on the flank. Wow, that face rocket into Sam. It's picks like that that they just kind of change everything. That's what happens when you're playing at this sort of invite level. You're trying to play invite. You know, this is top IM, but being slightly overextended, you can die just like that. So I'm glad to see Connor punishing them just like that. And wow, oh, fat rocket into the head of Cookie Jake. Cookie Jake didn't see Connor, so despite Connor dying immediately after hitting that rocket, he didn't know where the damage came from, so he had to pop. That's just kind of a lack of awareness on his part. But actually, if this scout can get these frags, oh, they're all inning. All in. Christopher, what can you do? What can you do? What can you do? Kitschko, what can you do? Klitschko, sorry. What can you do? Oh, he can hit shots. He can hit shots. He can hit shots all day. And he's going to survive. See, that's what it is. He gets those kills, and then he doesn't just hold W into Rikachu to die. You know? And the Uber, actually, they do have a slight advantage. This is a 20 ad. 20 ad. 20 ad. Can it be done? Can this be a fucking heartbreaking comeback in this second map? Down 3-0. Now to end it 5-4, could it be? 5 people in River, 1 to the point. 90% on Cookie Jake. He is dead. No Uber to be popped to save them. Sticky's on the point. Christopher. Connor on the point. Getting frags. 5-4 victory. El Classico. IM champions? Is it over? 16-0. See, this is justified shit talk, boys. A lesson. A lesson for you. If you win, and you keep it civil, you keep it within the spectrum of TF2, it's justified. Dog1 went 16-0 and then lost the grand finals. It's a story we've seen many times before, you know? An underdog victory, I think we all love to see it. But yeah, there you go. That was a match. That was a match. A good match indeed. Glad we saw something fairly close and unpredictable. I do apologize that I'm not too familiar with these IM players. I haven't really been following it until literally this match, so I did my best despite not knowing the players or what to expect. But yeah, that was it. That was you witnessing El Clasico, claiming the title of Intermediate Season 21 ESEA champions. I guess so. There you go. Hope you enjoyed the cast and watching that match. But now it is time to play some Team Fortress 2.